In this lesson, we will review the process used to create normative patterns for the PES profile. For more information regarding designing normative patterns, please refer to the Designing Normative Patterns text material on your CD. All normative pattern work is completed in the Company Data module. Once the module is open, you'll notice that the bottom portion of the window is dedicated to normative patterns. The left window box lists any normative patterns already installed for the client or department. On the right side are your option buttons for working with normative patterns. These options include adding normatives, changing normatives, removing normatives, printing your normative patterns, adding all the default normatives, or the import and export option. We'll start off looking at the Add Normative option first. Clicking on the button, you now have a few options, which is create a blank normative, or borrow from an existing normative, and of course cancel. Clicking on a Create Blank Normative pattern brings up a box where you put in the new normative pattern name. After you type in the name, click the OK button. The actual Edit Normative module shows on the screen. Here we have the Edit Normative in a text method. You put in your bar starts and bar lengths. Always ensure that your bar length is always a minimum of 1, even if there's no normative. If there's no normative for that dimension, just leave the bar start as a 0. Over here you see where it says generic normative. Leaving this blank sets this as a customized normative for your client. Two methods are text method for developing normative or a graphic method. Text method, you put in your bar start, bar length. In the graphic method, each dimension is set up different. You have your stay9 numbers and your pattern. To set up a pattern for A1, you left click below the stay9 number using your left mouse button to set your left parameter. Moving to the ending parameter, you click the right button, and that sets your bar start and bar length. You do this on each dimension you wish to set your pattern for. When you've completed all the dimensions, click the Save button and then Exit. The classification will set up for a management, sales, or general position. Clicking the Exit adds the normative pattern to your list of normatives. Going back to the Add Normative option, you'll notice your second option here is to borrow from an existing normative. Clicking on this button, you'll notice it asks what company you choose to add the normative from. So let's choose 100 plus normatives. We're going to add a normative. Let's add a bank manager. Bottom box asks you if you want to customize the name. You can change the name of the pattern. Click the OK button. And we're back to our Edit Normative Pattern module as before, with your bar lengths and bar starts set up. You can now tweak, change any of the bar starts and bar lengths to fit your pattern that you choose to use for your new module. When you've completed it, click on Save, click on Exit, and the pattern is now added to your list of available patterns for your company. Anytime you choose to change a normative pattern, click on the name of the normative pattern and then click on the Change Normative button. The module will pull up You can change any of the parameters you choose within your system. Here we're going to change this pattern to a management position. Click on Save, click on Exit, and the pattern has been completed. And again, it is back in the year available normatives for your company. One last word on normative patterns. Generic normative pattern is just that, generic. We strongly suggest you review the normative patterns you are using and make the needed modifications based on position description or other methods suggested in designing normative patterns information also found on this disc.